Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Snuggles and Storytime. My name is Amanda, and I'm so glad to see you today. Today, we have a special video because today is the very first day of summer vacation for me. So I thought we should read a couple of books about our amazing teachers. Did you have a great teacher this year? Or maybe you're going to get a great teacher next year. I hope they're pretty awesome. But before we get started with that, let's go ahead, raise your hands to join me in singing hello. Are you ready? Here we go. Hello, all my friends, how are you? Hello, all my friends, how are you? With the jiggle, 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 and a wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hello, all my friends, how are you? Today, we've got two stories, and they're both about teachers. Now, I know quite a lot of teachers because I'm a teacher. And I know that some teachers are amazing, and they can make you think new things and have excitement for life that you didn't have before. Maybe your teacher taught you all about dinosaurs this year. Or maybe together with your teacher, you learned about math and numbers and how they can work together. Or maybe you did some science experiments and you discovered more about the world around you. Or maybe your teacher was so awesome that they taught you how letters and sounds go together so you can read. Teachers are amazing. They do all kinds of great things, and it's nice to show them that we appreciate them. So today I have two stories. The first one is kind of strange. It's called Mrs. Spitzer's Garden. And they talk about a teacher named Mrs. Spitzer, and they talk about this garden that she's growing, but it's not really a garden. They talk about that she's growing all these plants, but she's not growing plants. What do teachers help grow, or who do teachers help grow? Yeah, they help kids grow, and they help them learn new things. But in today's story, they're going to pretend that all the kids are plants. Are you ready? It's called Mrs. Spitzer's Garden, and it's by Edith Pattou, or Pattou, not quite sure how to pronounce her name. And it's illustrated, or the pictures are by Tricia, Tusa. It's a great book. I think you're going to like it. Here we go. Mrs. Spitzer is a teacher. She is in room 108 at Tremont Elementary School. Inside room 108 are 6 tables, 4 circles, and 2 rectangles. There is a rug in one corner with real hopscotch squares and checkered boards woven in bright colors. There is also a size chart, a birthday chart, a doorbell in a cage, a housekeeping, and a dress-up corner, a row of 22 pegs for coats and backpacks, and in the other corner, Mrs. Spitzer's desk. Does this room look like your room? Or does it look a little different? My classroom looks a little different, but it has some things that are the same. We have toys, and we have carpets and tables, but they look a little different. At the end of summer, Mr. Murdoch, the principal, walks down the hall to Mrs. Spitzer's room and gives her a packet of seeds. Now remember, is she really going to play with seeds? No, she's going to have kids in her room, not seeds. Mrs. Spitzer consults her calendar and plans her daily schedule. She checks her tools. Do teachers have tools like that? No, they have different kinds of tools. Might have resources or books or all kinds of things. She makes sure the soil is right and light and well drained with proper room for sprouting. Then Mrs. Spitzer plants the seeds. So just like a teacher makes sure that the room is all ready for her friends, that's what Mrs. Spitzer is doing. But is she really going to plant seeds? No, a teacher doesn't really plant seeds. A teacher helps kids grow. She waters them and feeds them and makes sure they get plenty of sun. Do you think she really put them in the ground? Do you get snack at your school? Do you get a lunchtime at your school? Could be. And then the seeds begin to sprout. That's kind of like at the beginning of the year where you just discover something new. You're just starting, so you're a little sprout. But you're not really a plant, are you? As the plants grow, Mrs. Spitzer watches them closely. She checks daily for weeds and pests. So just like a teacher watches carefully and makes sure that our friends are learning and being safe and nice friends, Mrs. Spitzer is doing the exact same thing. Just the plants. But teachers don't help plants. She knows that different plants need different things and that each plant has its own shape. Is that true for your room? Are all the friends in your room different? Maybe they look different, or they have different ideas, or they have different things they're good at? I bet so. Some of the plants grow quickly, pushing upward, eager, impatient. Some of the plants grow more slowly, unfolding themselves bit by bit. Some plants sprout tall and thin. Some plants are bushy and widespread. Some are bold and showy. Their brightly colored leaves saying, "Look at me!" Some are silvery and quiet, almost the color of earth. Just like the friends in my room, everybody's different. A few are like wildflowers, and they will grow anywhere that you plant them. And some need gentle care, special watching over to make sure they grow. Just like in our class. Some friends grow really easy, some friends need extra help. As the seasons change, Mrs. Spitzer tends to her garden. Oh, look, there's pumpkins walking. That would be fun. And then the year is over and her job is done. But the plants will keep growing, uncurling their stems, stretching their leaves outward, and showing their faces to the sun. Just because you're done with one class doesn't mean you're done learning forever, right? No, there's still lots more learning to do. That's why you get a new teacher. Or maybe you're at one of those schools or places where you have the same teacher a couple of times. That can be pretty fun too. Mrs. Spitzer puts away her tools, her daily calendar, and her plan book. Soon another year will start, and Mr. Murdoch will once again walk down the hall with a packet of seeds for Mrs. Spitzer. She will dust off her tools and till the soil. Okay, now take a look at the picture. Do you think plants made all those things? I don't think so. I think there were children in there. That's what I think. And a new garden will grow. Did you like that story? I thought it was a good one. Teachers have big jobs and they have big plans that they help us make. They open our mind to new things and it's so exciting. I love it. My next story is very similar but different. So it talks about because I had a teacher. Because everybody has had teachers. Your mom and your dad are your teacher. Maybe they taught you how to swim or ride a bike or maybe even just eat your food with a fork or a spoon. They helped you learn that. They were your teacher. And because we have such great people in our lives that help teach us things, we can do amazing things. So we have Because I Had a Teacher, and it was written by Kobi, Yamada, and illustrated by Natalie Russell. Because I Had a Teacher. Are you ready? I'm going to move you a little closer so you can see the pictures better, okay? Because I had a teacher, I loved to learn. I love learning new things. It makes me very excited. I discovered that I can do much more than I thought I could. Sometimes you need a teacher to help you see what you can't see in yourself. I realized it's okay when some things are harder than others. Sometimes you need help, and that's okay. I found that challenges can actually be fun. Because I had a teacher, I discovered that there were lots of ways of being smart. You can be very smart in lots of ways. Absolutely. And I know that mistakes are just part of getting something right. Sometimes our best tries just don't work out. Then we have to try again. And sometimes we need teachers to help us figure out what we missed or what we got wrong. I realize that some of the hardest things for me to do make me feel the proudest. Look, what is he learning how to do? Ride a bike. Do you know how to ride a bike? That's a very exciting thing when you learn how to ride a bike. Because I had a teacher, I know how good it feels when someone is happy to see me. Are you happy to see your teacher? I bet they're happy to see you too. I get very excited to see my friends at school. I know I can always ask for help. Teachers are there to help. They want to make sure you're safe. I feel like I have a friend on my side. I see that some of the most important things are said without words. What are they doing here? They're making music. Music sometimes doesn't have words if it's just played by the instruments, but it can still sound and make you feel awesome. Because I had a teacher, I have whole new worlds to explore. Maybe you learned about different things, or you learned more about the world around you, and you have a bigger understanding of why butterflies fly and what happens inside a beehive. Maybe your teacher helped you understand that. I discovered that what I can imagine, I can make real. There are lots of things that are possible, and you can do so much. And now, I feel like I can do anything. Because I had you, and I learned to believe in me. The end. Wasn't that awesome? That was a great story. Sometimes the best things teachers do is they help you believe in yourself and what you can do and the strengths you have. So I have an assignment for you today. Are you ready? I want you to think of someone that has taught you something. Maybe it's a mom or a dad. Maybe it's a sister or a brother. Maybe it's a grandma or a grandpa. Maybe it's a teacher. You choose. But I would love if you would tell them, thank you for being my teacher. Can you do that? You can use your words. You could say it with a high five or a hug, or you could even write a card if you want. Your choice. But it's nice to tell people who matter that they matter. because it's a big job to be a teacher. It's a big job to be a brother or a sister and lead the way. Okay? So you've got big homework to do today, but I know you can do it. Give yourself a great big hug. I am so proud of you, my friends. Until next time, bye-bye.